Okay, we should be streaming again. Let's see if anybody's here. I think we lost everybody, and hopefully we get everybody back. Okay. So far, 0 watching. Okay. Well, it says we are streaming and that we are live. So if that is true, oh, that's why. Maybe that'll look better. Okay, because I think I had that transition still up. Okay, it looks like
there we go.
yeah, there we go. Okay,
Can you see us now?
yeah, I think they can. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and run I'm gonna run our intro real quick again because I like to do that. But give some time for people to come back in. We lost everybody, and now we just had to start a new live show just to get people to come back in. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to go ahead and start this show all over and see what we got. Okay, so hopefully people are starting to come back. So far we got Desi Lou's Garden.
Hello, welcome.
And hopefully we'll get some more people back. It's like we had some people we were talking to. People came by to watch the show, and we don't know what happened. It's like after a while, it seemed like, well, no one's typing anything. I said, well, I'll just start talking, and that's what I did. I just started talking for a while, and then it just became obvious that there was nobody there. There was nobody there.
Desi Lou's Garden and anyone else that's watching, it says there's 2 of you. We were just wanting to chit chat. If you guys wanted to ask us any questions or any topic you want me to us to talk about.
Yeah, if you want to ask us questions or whatever, we're just here to talk to you today.
We want to visit.
We don't have any kind of a theme pre-prepared or anything like that. We just want to, just take some time to get to know you a little bit, and what are some things you want to see in our videos, things like that, and we'll listen to what you have to say, and we're just going to have a group conversation and just see where the conversation goes, and that's kind of like the idea for today. And it looks like we got just one person. Oh, it looks like, I don't know what happened, but at one moment we had people watching, and then the next moment we had nobody. I don't know, but it's definitely a YouTube glitch of some sort. But it totally sabotaged our whole show. But what can you do? We'll just keep on going. Keep on going.
Are you guys still out there?
Is there still people there, or did we lose everybody again?
Yeah, because it went like that fast. Everybody was there, and then next minute we know nobody's there.
Okay. I don't know. Something seems to be happening.
Yeah, this is not normal.
Yeah, it's almost like, I don't know. It's just, okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Okay. Only Desi Lou.
She said, it's only me. It's weird. I only got this live.
Huh. Yeah, something going on weird with YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, it's very strange. But I'm glad you came, Desi Lou.
I'm not trying to ruffle too many feathers at YouTube or anything, but ever since they started doing this beta version, it's been nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
I think they should have just left everything the way it was.
We've been having problems, yeah.
Yeah, there was one week we couldn't even do a live show. It wasn't working until after it was time for us to go to bed.
She didn't even get notification of the first live.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy, yeah. We were doing it for a good 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to talk the whole show about this, so we do have Desi Lou. Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah. Any questions? What kind of garden do you do, Desi Lou? Is it flower gardens? Is it vegetable gardening? Or is it a mixture of it? I need to come by their channel and check them out.
Mm-hmm. It must be some kind of a lag time too. It seemed I was noticing that last show that we did is I was saying something, and people weren't responding until long after I've said it.
That's crazy. I
So
know.
it's some kind of a lag thing that was going on. Okay, this is a small mix. Still learning. Okay.
Okay.
Yep. All we've got so far this year, and we've had to really struggle to get it. And I talked about it in the last live that we had no one listening. But we have some tomatoes. We have some peppers.
And I grew some lettuce. Now it's starting to get bitter now. Obviously, it's June, so and we're in Kentucky, so the heat can be pretty bad down here. So it's to be expected. It's going bitter now.
Now, if we would have like chickens or something like that, we just throw it out to the chickens.
Yep.
But I'm thinking that we should probably just cut it all down and put it in the compost
Yep.
pile.
Yep, I
That's
agree.
what we're going to do with it.
Oh, good. Country Homestead Preacher. I'm glad you came.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
Yeah, we had another live show, and it self-destructed. So
Yeah, like one minute everybody was there, and then they were all gone.
Right. So, yeah, we're excited now.
Now we got 2 people to talk to.
Yeah. So anything y'all want to talk about, just feel free to type it in the comments.
Yes.
And, any topic you want to talk about, we'll talk about it within reason.
I've been doing some research on some salves. I'm probably going to be wanting to do a video on some salves soon. And my daughter really blessed us with some salves with chickweed and plantain and comfrey and
Arnica.
and arnica, and well, no, those ones are for somebody else.
Oh,
but,
was it?
But
Okay.
she gave me it also had anyways, it had some other herbs in it, and it was really good for healing bug bites and mild burns and stuff. And we're almost out of it,
Right.
so I want to make some.
She
more.
even made, I think, some glycerin-based tinctures. Is that right?
Yeah, and we used them all up too. We used them, and they really helped.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
You'd love to see a video about that. Good.
Okay. Yeah, we got plenty of ideas for videos, and
Yep.
I did talk about it on the last one, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now, is we are going to try to do a video schedule. So the video schedule we're trying to meet is I'm going to try to put out a video on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Mondays, and we have our live show on Tuesday. So that's the schedule we're going to try to hold to. We can't make a video every day. I know that with everything else we've got going on, we just can't do that. But this is the best schedule we can come up with. It basically is like 3 videos a week plus a live, and that's what we're going to try to continue to do.
Okay.
So,
We have a question.
okay, it says here, very hot and humid here. Do you can your foods? We have to learn quick. Okay, and trying to learn to can as well. We have done some water bath canning, and that's, I think, the easiest canning you can do, but it doesn't work with everything.
No, not with meats, not with low acid things. And I was a rebel, and I used to can green beans without being pressure canned. And I learned now that you really should pressure can them because they're a low acid vegetable. And I have some friends, Grandma Bandana, who was really warning people not to do that, and I won't do it no more, but yeah, I used to do that, but it's not good. But so we're going to learn how to pressure can. I don't know how to do it, but I want to learn how.
Right, I've done some water bath canning myself.
Me
Years ago, I made some chili, and I water bath canned it, and half of it did last. I had about a 50% success rate, which that means about half my chili went bad and spoiled. But that's when I learned you can't really water bath can chili because of the meat that's in it.
Yep.
But I've never actually pressure canned either. Once we start pressure canning, it's going to be a first time thing for us.
Yep.
But we are looking forward to doing some canning.
Water bath canning also can be called using a cold packer.
Yeah, cold packer.
Yeah, I don't know why they call it that. It makes no sense to me because the water's hot. But yeah, so
A good brand pressure canner. I don't know yet.
oh, hey, Fairy Tale Creations.
I haven't done any research on what would be a good pressure canner. Now, some people I know on YouTube that do canning that would probably know the answer to these questions is the Pratt Family Homestead. They do a lot of canning.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm probably just going to watch one of their videos and find out what pressure canner that they're using.
Yep.
Another one is Living Traditions Homestead. They do a lot of canning. So I might watch one of their videos to find out what they're using. But typically, when I try to find any kind of a gadget or doodad like that, I'll look at it on Amazon. I'll read a couple articles on it. I'll look at the the reviews that people give and try to pick the one I think comes out best.
Desi Lou Garden. Yeah, we will be learning together. Yeah, I know. Yeah, we'll learn together.
And it could be an entertaining video because you can see both of us trying to figure it out.
We bought a Presto just because it seemed simple. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, McLinden Homestead. Hello.
It says Country Homestead Preacher has done some water bath canning for pickles this week.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. And also Desi Lou's Garden's going to be learning the water bath can. And
that's what she was saying.
And let me see here. Bought a Presto just because it seems simple. That makes sense. And hello, McLinden Homestead.
Hey, McLinden Homestead, I've been seeing you all over the place.
Living Traditions is awesome. Been watching their canning videos. Yeah, they have a lot of really good canning videos on there.
Yeah, they do too.
And that's what we do. We do what a lot of people do. You watch YouTube.
Yep.
You learn how to do it, and then you try it yourself.
Yep.
I guess the difference with us is that whenever we try it ourselves and we make a video, and everybody thinks we're an expert, sometimes we can be toward like
on certain things,
like
yep.
kind of an expert, but other things we're doing for the first time. So it just depends.
Yep.
So, but yeah, we're going to be doing some canning this year, and we want to learn how to do some water bath canning.
Hopefully, I think the tomatoes will snap out of it and start doing well. We have obviously only a week of June, but we have all of July, all of August, and September. I'm from Ohio, so I'm used to everything dying down at the end of August. But September down here in Kentucky, it's still going really good, and into October. So we might be able to squeeze out a pretty good harvest this year.
Yeah, so it looks like everybody's been hit by storms pretty hard. Where we are in south central Kentucky, it is quiet. There's no storms going on. But we had a storm...
Last night.
Last night was what my wife likes to call it a gully washer.
A gully washer, yes. We had a gully washer last night. Woo!
So yeah,
it was
coming down pretty hard.
It was coming down. This is another thing I grew up saying, coming down in buckets.
Right, that's pretty common.
It was coming down in buckets.
But yeah, just walking out in the backyard, it's so saturated with water. My feet get wet just by walking around in the yard. I almost feel like we're living in a swamp. But I know that this is not a swampy area. It's just the way it's been raining.
Well, we just put up the video the other day of him making the raised bed, and then we planted it. I had my apron on and my dress on, and I kneeled down on the grass, and I didn't expect it to be so wet there. It's made my whole bottom of my dress sopping wet. I had to just change as soon as I came in from the yard.
Yeah. And that's another good reason to have raised beds.
Yep.
Because if you have a lot of rain like we've been getting, and you try to plant in the ground, you're going to get a lot of root rot, and you're probably going to lose all your crops. But if you have either a raised row or a raised bed to get that plant up and out of the water, then if the ground is saturated with water, at least the roots are pulled up out of it in the raised bed or the raised row. So that's a good benefit of having that kind of gardening going on in your homestead.
Hello, Off Kilter Homestead. Hope y'all are well. Storms are hitting.
Which one are you reading?
Off Kilter.
Yeah, I already talk about the storms already.
Yeah.
All right.
Hitting hard.
Fairy Tale Creations also has storms and rain. Yeah, they're probably getting the storm that we got yesterday.
Well, no. She's that way, west of us.
She's west? Oh, maybe there's...
Yeah, she's in, Alabama, I think.
That means there's another storm coming our way then.
Yeah, it'll be coming our way.
You'll probably get it tomorrow.
And, Rent a Groan. Hey, welcome. That's a new person. Welcome. Haven't seen you here. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, and feel free to ask questions, things you want to talk about. This show tonight is just us talking to you.
Yeah, we just wanted to not have a topic. Just wanted to talk with whatever you guys want to talk about. and so if there's any questions you want to ask us about anything.
Also, if you have any pointers for us,
yes,
this is a good time for us to receive your pointers. And we want to encourage commenting on our videos as well. We do enjoy when people comment on our videos.
We really enjoy when you all comment.
But if you want to ask us questions, the best time is during the live show.
Yep. There must be a lot of storms going through.
Bad remembering to comment on videos. Yeah, it doesn't have to be on any of our videos that you've actually watched. Just any type of topic you just want to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll do our best to talk about it.
Yep, we know about it.
Also, feel free to chat on the chat with among yourselves as well. This is just I think this is just like a visiting time.
McLendon Homestead said we can add him as a moderator if we wish. Thank you.
All right.
Could always use another moderator.
Yeah, another wrench in the room.
But you know what's funny is that we haven't had no trolls yet.
Yeah, we're still a small channel, and we know that they are coming.
But I've seen small channels, it'll be like their first live, and they'll have people getting on there being mean.
Yeah, sometimes people just do that.
Yeah. But so we've been kind of blessed in that way.
Yeah, we try to be as positive and as upbeat as possible.
Yep. Well, I'm glad you offered that. Thank you, McLendon Homestead. McLendon.
Yep.
I want to say it right. Sometimes I can kind of fumble over words. All
right. Yeah, the Country Homestead Preacher had some trolls on their live.
Yep.
Yeah, it does happen. Now, I have had someone leave a bad comment on a video before. It got flagged, and I looked at it, and it wasn't appropriate, so I did remove it. And that's how you deal with people who just want to be bitter and just want to, talk bad about things and not have anything really constructive to say. The best thing to do with that is just to delete it and do away with it, because really we're about being constructive and going in the right direction. It's not about oh, you're not perfect, right? You're not doing it exactly right, and I seen it done better on another video. Well, okay, it's fine. If you see a better video, then we're not claiming to be the best videos out there.
Yeah.
But some people just like being a negative in that way, and the easiest thing to do is just get rid of them. So we can do that.
Country Homestead Preacher said, "Evil lurking everywhere." Yep. Mm-hmm. And
another thing too is the Bible has something to say about that. The Bible says to speak evil of no one.
Yep.
Right, and speaking evil of no one, that doesn't mean that if someone's doing something wrong, you ignore it. It doesn't mean that. What it means is you don't go out of your way to try to find fault in everybody around you. You don't go out of your way to say, well, this is why you're bad, and this is why you're bad, and this. You don't want to go out of your way to do that. I mean, if people make it obvious, it's okay to point it out. But speaking evil of no one is you don't create evil imaginations about people. Because a lot of times when people do that, it's not even true. It's not even true. You think, well, that person is doing such and such and such, right? And then you come to find out that you didn't have all the information and they weren't doing anything like what you were thinking. So that's what the Bible says, is to speak evil of no one. You're not supposed to create evil ideas and then project that onto people. And that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah. Mac Lendon, he was helping me.
Oh, pronounce it. Mac Lendon. Okay.
Mac Lendon.
Okay.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah. All right.
Amen. Love everyone first. Mm-hmm. Actually, love everyone first always. Amen. When?
Our live is Tuesday night at 7 Central.
Yep, we try to always be on time.
7 p.m. Central on Tuesday nights. We go all the way until 8, and then that's roundabouts when we end it. But 7 p.m. Central every Tuesday night.
Oh, yep, they're on after us. McLendon.
Oh, he's coming up next. Well,
yes.
Whenever you get done watching our live, you need to go to McLendon Homestead and check out their live.
Yep.
That's probably where we're going to go.
Yep. Everybody should go over there. Yep.
So, and also, McLendon, if you want to leave sooner, feel free to leave sooner to get ready for your live. Because like I said, right at 8 o'clock, we're going to cut this down and we're all going to go over there. So feel free to leave early if you need to.
Oh, there's at 8 Central. Okay. Well, you guys are in Central Time too, huh?
Yeah.
We are too.
So theirs is in like a little bit less than 15 minutes.
I was born and raised in Eastern Time, and when I moved down here to Kentucky, we're just really, within an hour of the time change living here. Mm-hmm. And so it was a little bit hard getting used to the time change for me.
I used to have a job where I would drive north 45 minutes to get to work. And when I got to work, I was in an Eastern time zone. And I come home, I'm in a Central time zone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it seems like it takes you almost 2 hours to get to work. And I would get home before I got off work. If that makes sense.
It was crazy. Yep, it was crazy.
Yep, got OBS started. Yep.
That's good.
That's what we use. We use OBS.
That's what we use, yep.
You can do all kinds of interesting things. I'm still learning on things that you can do with OBS.
Oh, Alabama.
And hopefully I can start getting more creative with the lives in the future.
Oh, he's southeast Alabama, 15 minutes to Georgia. We have friends near Atlanta.
Right.
Yep. And I remember them being really close to the Alabama state line.
Yeah, they're about an hour west of Atlanta.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey.
Rent to Grown. See you later. Looks like they're going to run. All right. Thanks for coming by.
Oh, they're visiting from Tennessee. You guys are right below us.
Yeah, they're visiting a family in Tennessee. All right.
Okay.
Getting ready to move back to Tennessee. All right. Catch you next week.
Yes, please come.
Thanks for coming by. We appreciate you. So anything else you guys want to talk about? We have about 10 minutes.
Yes, buy, rent, or grown.
All right. So let me see. We talked about my raised bed that I finally got in the ground, and it was a miracle because if you didn't see it on the last live we had just a little while ago tonight, there was so much coming against us on getting any kind of gardening in this year. The last gardening we've done was about 5 years ago. And it was a pretty good garden. But we haven't done any gardening since because there's always something that comes up. Well, we can't do it this year because I'm working 60 hours a week on night shift. And we can't take care of a garden this year. Blah, 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 blah. There's always something that came up that we couldn't do any gardening. This year, we couldn't pay our bills. We were struggling just to have food, and we finally got our house sold, and all this stuff going on. They were about to take this property away from us, and because of tax issues,
we got it all caught
and
up.
We got all of it caught up. But we were dealing with all of these things, all of these obstacles trying to come in the way, and we're going to garden anyway.
Yep.
And we're just going to do what we can.
Well, we had dirt from last year already out in the garage.
Right, but not a whole lot of dirt.
No, enough for starting the seeds.
Right, seed starters.
Enough to start the seeds. And then we had the seeds from 5 years ago when we started our first garden.
And I bought some cheap dirt, the cheapest dirt I could find at Lowe's.
To add to it.
Right,
yep.
And it was really, the cheap dirt was just fill dirt. It wasn't made for gardening. And it was just contractor sand mixed with sticks and twigs.
It was pretty bad.
That's all it was. It's just black contractor sand with sticks and twigs in it.
Maybe
but
a little soil.
We already had some peat moss. I mixed it with peat moss.
Yep.
We also had some of the good soil that we had. It was organic with worm castings.
Worm castings in it.
We mixed that in. I also got a bag of cheap cow manure. We put that in there. So we amended it, made it into a usable soil, and we put stuff in pots. and that extended the life of our tomatoes and our peppers, but we lost everything else.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Cool weather crops need to go in the ground when it's time,
Right.
or they get
We
stunted.
couldn't make our deadlines. So
Yeah.
we finally got a raised bed in the ground with some plants in it, and as far as we're concerned, it's a miracle.
Well, the tomatoes, I believe, are going to do good. And Fairy Tale Creation says you work with what you got. Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. Next year will be better.
Right.
I'm certain it will be better next year. And we had a raised bed. I did grow some lettuce, so we got to have some salads. And I plan on cleaning out that raised bed and putting in some fall, like in August, end of August. Going to put in a fall crop of lettuce also.
And there are more raised beds coming. I'm just doing the best I can. And also, I just want to throw in there, I kind of mentioned in the upcoming video, is I've been having health issues.
Yeah.
And
we haven't really talked about it that much.
It's making it very hard for me to get anything done, but I just try to push through it. I just try to push through and get it done anyway. So we're really just doing the best we can with what we've got. And we're hoping just to get something. And we're hoping to get enough tomatoes to can this year. And then we'll be able to look at our canned tomatoes and say, look what the Lord has done.
Amen. Off Kilter said something, dear.
Okay.
Oh, Fairy Creations, did we?
Yeah, time deadlines, yeah.
And
Still haven't planted my summer garden, right? Yeah, we're still trying.
Yeah.
We're trying to get our garden out.
Yep. There you are.
Yeah. We don't know what happened to that last live. Everybody disappeared.
Yeah, everyone disappeared. We didn't know. We didn't even know that everybody was gone. It was like...
I kept on talking for a little while after that.
In 1 minute, everybody... We had, what, 7, 8 people in the room?
And then it was like crickets.
It was gone.
It was silence.
Yeah, so we had to start over again. Thank you for coming back, though, Grammy Karen.
Yeah, and it has been a tough year to grow. I think the secret this year to getting anything growing is raised beds. Getting that plant up and out of the water.
With all the rain.
Because the good thing about a raised bed is it drains off. You get good drainage in a raised bed.
Yeah.
Even if the ground is saturated all around it, the raised bed itself can be a little bit drier so those roots don't get root rot.
Yeah, we're also looking forward to... We just got peppers and tomatoes to go in right now, but we're looking forward to starting a fall garden.
Right, doing some kale.
Yep.
We want to grow some kale. And also some spinach, possibly.
And some cabbages. We can
cabbages,
get some small
we
heads
still
of
want to.
cabbages.
Yeah, we want to get some cabbages out.
We can start them in August in seedlings and put them out in the garden. Yep,
right.
For the cool weather.
Right. So that'd be good. Off Kilter Homestead is really looking in some aircrete to make raised beds.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, that is a great idea.
That is a great idea.
We are also looking into aircrete. I'm really impressed with aircrete myself. And in other countries, like Asian countries and also in Europe, they are building some very big houses out of aircrete. And you got to think about aircrete. It comes with its own built-in insulation.
Yep.
So you don't need to buy insulation. It's also structurally rigid, and it's lightweight, easier to handle.
And you can make it yourself.
It's vapor permeable, which is something that you want to have.
For a home.
Because if you don't have vapor permeability in a house, then what you have is you get condensation trapped in the walls, and that's what causes rot. But aircrete does not rot.
Or mold.
Right. And I think it might mold because I've seen concrete mold before.
On the outside of it.
Yeah, on the outside it might mold. But like we've been talking, if you put a lime plaster,
yep.
A lime plaster will make it impossible to mold because the lime in the lime plaster raises the pH up so high the mold can't grow.
And Grammy Karen said that the Stiver Homestead with their raised beds are doing much better than our in-ground gardens.
Right.
Yeah, because they have good drainage, Grandma Karen.
Good drainage in the raised bed. And it's just good to have raised beds even if you are doing traditional in-ground gardening. It's just good to have them anyway.
And raised beds, you're in control of wet soil.
Right.
I grew up in Ohio and did a lot of my gardening in Ohio, which is, I don't know about everyone, a lot of people are from the South here, but it is pure clay. Most of the time, it is just pure clay. And it took me years to amend that garden. So when you do a raised bed, I mean, you just put in what you the good soil.
And speaking about raised beds, the best thing to put in your raised bed as far as soil is compost. So if you haven't gotten a garden out this year, don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
There's always next year, but what you can still do this year is you can start yourself a compost pile.
A big pile, grass,
and
leaves.
And you put the carbon in there, you put the grass and the leaves in there. Some cardboards and papers and stuff like that. If you can find some kind of good manure to throw in there, that would help jumpstart it.
Yeah, a little bit of dirt too. Just plain old dirt is enough microbes to get it going.
Right, get it going. And then you build up this pile of compost, and you keep adding to it and turning it and adding to it.
Get your neighbors to give you all their leaves and their grass clippings, and you will get a huge...
And if you've got good kitchen scraps, like leftover food, stuff like that, within reason, I don't think you want to put any meat.
Yeah, no meat.
No meat. You just want to put vegetables and fruits and stuff like that.
Do you know why they say that? No meat.
I don't know exactly why.
No meat would still rot and everything, and still it stinks for one, and the other reason is it draws rats and other bad things.
Yeah, you don't want rats in your compost.
No.
But anyway, you want to use vegetables, fruits, those types of leftovers. Throw it in there. We're gonna throw our lettuce, which has gone bitter because of the heat.
Yep.
We're gonna throw that in our compost. But if you get a compost pile started now, and you build on it, and you build on it, and you build on it, when you go to make your raised beds next spring, now you have something to fill it with.
Yep, you're right.
You can fill it with that compost that you've been working on this year.
Also, you could start with worm bins for worm castings. Yes, worm castings are wonderful country homestead creature. Really, really good. You can grow them in your house. I used to have red wigglers and grow red wiggler composting.
And really, if you do your compost pile the right way, the worms, if you have any worms in your area within like a mile or so, they will be drawn to that, and you'll get worms.
Oh yeah.
The worms will, night crawlers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
They'll be drawn to your compost heap because that's the stuff that they like to eat, and you want to have worms because the worms give you worm castings, and that enriches your compost even more.
You know what the crazy thing is? We have two. If you guys watched our last video about Tracy filling the beds and I planted the tomatoes, those composting bins that he knocked over one to get the compost out of it, when they were doing well, when they were still alive, they were pretty old when he harvested it. One time when I was still filling it, no one put any worms in there.
Right.
But every time I go in there to add more food to it, there was red wigglers growing in there. They must have crawled up the side somehow.
Yeah, and got
inside of it.
Yeah, this drum is up off the ground.
This drum is off the ground, and we still had red wigglers living inside our compost pile.
Right, and those compost bins,
they're like this far off the ground.
We started those 5 years ago, and we're just now getting around to using it. And I tell you, we didn't put any dirt in there. The only thing we put in there was leaves. It was almost all leaves and grass.
And food clippings from stuff from our house.
Some food clippings.
Foods from our house.
And she put like eggshells and stuff like that in there. But it was literally, that was the bulk of it, was just leaves and grass. And we put a little bit, not even a whole lot, just a little bit of rabbit manure. And that's all we did. And we neglected that thing for a long time.
And every time it would settle down, I'd keep adding more kitchen scraps.
But we did end up neglecting it.
Yep, we did.
And whenever I poured that out in that raised bed, that was the darkest, blackest soil. It looked like complete soil.
Well, it is. Yeah. Once it gets broken down,
and I was sitting there putting that in there, and I was thinking, this was once leaves and grass. Amazing. It was leaves and grass, and now it's soil. That's just amazing how that happens.
Yeah, I would actually grind them up, but Off Kilter Homestead, we went to the Appalachian, what was the conference called? Appalachian Homesteading Conference?
Yeah.
Appalachian Homesteading Conference. And I saw Alabama Gardner. That was his name, right? Okay. Alabama Gardner. And he was talking about taking care of of blossom end rot. And he said take 1 tablespoon of vinegar and I think and some water and several. He has it on his channel. Several tablespoons of crushed up pulverized eggshells, and then every time you plant a tomato plant, put that in the hole with them, and that will actually keep your tomatoes from getting blossom end rot.
Right. And, if you're going to put eggshells in your compost, it is a good idea to grind them up.
Yep, it is.
Because we did not do that. And even after 5 years of them being in there, there's still big pieces of eggshell.
They're brittle, but they did break down.
It was still in there. So if you want them to break down faster, it's always good to grind them up.
Yes, old Alabama gardener. Thank you. I sometimes I kind of flub over people's names by accident.
I got to tell you, this is 8 o'clock, so
yes, we gotta go.
We got to say good night. We want to say thank you for everyone for coming. Come again Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time next week. And go over to McLinden Homestead. They are doing a live right now.
Right now.
So I'm going to go ahead and end it out.
You all have a blessed night.
You have a wonderful night. And like I said, come back next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
At 7 p.m. Central. And here's our bye.
Have a nice night.
Oh. Bye.